Hello world, this is going to be my first YouTube video trying to cram a bit of real world engineering experience into this little game I found called The Farmer Was Replaced. Now this is a game where you use a programming language like Python to try to automate building a farm. It kind of gives me a chance to play with this language I haven't used very much in a safe environment where I can't break too much stuff. Uh, Let's get ourselves a new game going on. YouTube. I have played through this a few times. Just kind of get the hang of it and thought I'd share some of the stuff I learned. So I'm not going to belabor a lot of the details here. The idea of this first intro video is to help anybody who's stuck, maybe overthinking a problem. I'm going to assume that you read the instructions and stuff, and we'll just get to it. So, first thing is we're going to kind of figure out our plan here. So, the idea is to work our way down this tree, eventually unlocking the leaderboard. To that, we're going to do that. We're going to have to unlock most of these items, and most of the important ones for today's video are going to be getting ourselves down here to functions, because that's where the real fun begins. So this is going to be kind of a speed run through first levels of the game. I don't think a lot of people would be stuck on this, but maybe they made things more complicated than they needed to be. So right away, we've got a couple functions available. There's harvest and do a flip. And our goal at first is to get 5 hay. Harvest, 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 harvest. We don't have loops yet, so not a better way to do it. Get our loops. So now we can say while true, harvest, and get that going for us while we figure out our next steps. Now we are going to need speed. So yeah, as soon as we do this, we're going to stop collecting, because now it's harvesting too fast and the stuff isn't growing. So we'll say if can harvest, otherwise it'll just loop. That gets us back to roughly the same speed we were before. I think it is slightly faster. And this grass isn't on the critical path, but to get through this quicker today, we are going to be unlocking it, because that's going to double our production speed. So again, I'm not going to be today trying to do super optimized implementations. This is just going to be the easiest steps you can take to get yourself to functions where you can really get started playing. Hopefully I'll do a follow-up video or several where I go into deep dives on some of the later steps and actually making stuff optimized. In the real world, I don't find that we really need to do a whole lot of optimization. But when we do, it's nice to have those skills. gonna go ahead and let this run to get senses. This is gonna give us a lot more tools later in the game. And what I've discovered playing this is you can basically never have too much grass. So we'll keep at it for a bit. So now we're to a point where we're going to start needing wood. So what I'm going to do here is say, now that we have our senses, let's say if get position x less than 2, we'll go 1. Then we're going to keep doing our grass thing. Otherwise, actually, we'll go ahead and keep that as it is. But if y position is above 0, then we're gonna plant entities dot bush. Oh, so we don't have operators yet, so we can't even check if it's greater than 0. But just saying it like that is the same thing as checking if it's greater than 0. We're also going to put in a move north so we can take advantage of the whole map here. Get this farm expanded as fast as we can so we can get that wood ramped up. There's really no point in upgrading the speed at this point because mostly we're just waiting on bushes to grow. All right. So then we're going to kind of build off of this branch here. So if we are above the bottom row, we're going to plant a bush. Otherwise, move east. That's going to unlock the rest of the map. And this will a way to do it for any map size. Not the way I'll end up using it later, but it's a good start. All right, so we got I can upgrade speed for the heck of it. Just trying to get that last grass in. And if we want that a little faster, we can put kind of a null statement in there. So we're using grass for 2 of the rows instead of 3. We're getting pretty far into here without creating a whole lot of complication here. Next, we want variables. Variables require carrots. Carrots require wood. What I can do there is just kind of maximize our wood production. Now, we do have operators, so I could make this a little bit smarter already. But I'm not gonna. We're just kind of speed and running ourselves functions. So yeah, the philosophy in, real world software engineering is keep it simple. You're not as smart as you think you are. Find the shortest path to just get the job done. Don't try to be too smart about stuff. Once you get there, you may find it's good enough as it is. If not, then you can go back and find ways to improve it a lot easier than you can plan everything perfectly right from the start. Just get your hands dirty. And you'll get her done. All right, so we've got our carrots. Carrots need the ground to be tilled. We have to buy carrot seeds, and those carrot seeds cost hay and wood. So, again, in the philosophy of keeping it simple, we need all three. We're gonna need, what, maybe 300 of each pretty soon. So I'm just gonna kind of set myself some goals here. Man, carrots. Do we have variables yet? Oh, we don't. Okay. So if num items of wood less than 300, we're going to plant a bush. Otherwise, if number of hay is less than 300, we'll just keep it simple. I'm just going to tell it to plant the hay, even though it may not be necessary on all squares. Otherwise, we do need to make sure that the ground is tilled. So we'll say if get ground type is not equal to grounds dot soil will till. Now this not equals is a little bit more performant under the hood than an equals comparison. I don't know if that's true in this game, but in real life, there's a slight difference there. So I just do that in general. And then we'll buy ourselves carrot seed. Buy, trade, seed, and plant. See, we know we have 300 in wood and hay if we get to this point, so we can definitely afford that. And now we have operators, so we can say I like this a little bit better. Move north, and then if we're in the bottom row, then we'll move over. So we ought to see this start growing wood until it gets to 300. Oh, grass. There we go. We'll gather up some grass. And then finally carrots. And it's actually going to be mixing in the wood and grass as it makes carrots just to keep them up at that level. Probably going to do a bit of a time lapse here. But maybe I'll just start talking a little bit about myself while we wait. So, yeah, I've been doing software engineering in various capacities and not for nearly 40 years. Uh, Rarely had an actual title of programmer, but it's always been a hobby of mine. Kind of got forced into using Python about a year back when certain problems I was trying to solve didn't seem to have a solution out there any other way. I hated Python. It goes against everything I ever believed in software engineering, but it's got such a good community of libraries that it just became the obvious choice for certain types of problems. Uh, so I kind of got forced into using it for work, and it's always felt tedious. I found this game, kind of give myself a release to try to play with it, um, get more comfortable with it outside of the work environment, as I mentioned before. These variables are really going to be the target right here. Don't need a ton of carrots. I'm not going to wait for all this wood to upgrade that. Oh, what did I do here? Ah, when we're doing planting, it's an entity. So there's those variables. I'm going to go ahead and implement that. I'm just going to start myself a new code window so this can keep running. We'll say step 2. I'm not really going to change much, but I'm going to put in some minimums. Wood. So now that's tunable. Oh, I'll actually use those. And I'm actually going to put a termination condition on this one because we're going to start reusing stuff. Okay. Alright, so we can go ahead and switch over. And we're really close to getting our functions. Ooh. Expand, I do want that. So this early game, especially as you start upgrading your farm larger and larger, you're gonna not running super optimized routines because you don't even have all the necessary programming features unlocked. You're gonna spend a lot of time waiting. So I will go ahead and do a little time lapse while we get the rest of this stuff unlocked. I'm actually going to call that a day for today, and we will come back tomorrow and start looking at how pumpkins work. I'm not going to be changing anything in the code between now and getting those unlocked. So I'll let the time lapse run, and y'all have a great day. Well, I'll tell you what, I lied to you. There is a change I'm going to be making to the code here. These trees are going to make our wood a whole lot more efficient. It'll make this a whole lot faster. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock that and show you how we implement it. Just going to let that run, copy it up here. So once we have trees, you really don't want to grow bushes anymore. But you don't want to grow trees right next to each other. It'd be very a long time for them to grow. So what we do for that here is if we're short on wood, then we're going to say if get position X plus get position Y mod 2. So that's going to stop us if the combination of our two positions is not even. Kind of a trick I learned writing a little toy chess program for bishop moves. But pretty sure that's well known. But in those cases, we're going to actually plant hay. Otherwise, there are actually more positions that are even on, well, overall. We're going to do a tree. Other than that, oh, mod to plant entities. Oh, silliness. Programming after midnight. So if I actually am able to spin some wood, which I am there, we'll see it start planting trees. And we get 5 times as much out of them. And as I said, you can never have too much hay. So I'm going to say, yeah, that really is the last code change I'm going to make tonight. I'll unlock functions, I'll unlock pumpkins, and we'll pick this up tomorrow.
Lines of code on the screen, a digital field to glean. Automation's the key to set the farmer free. Bits and bytes, they grow like seeds. Python scripts fulfill our needs. The farmer steps aside with ease as we program the breeze. Groups and functions are new tools, replacing traditional farming rules. Efficiency is the golden goal as algorithms take control. Bits and bytes, they grow like seeds. Python scripts fulfill our needs. The farmer steps aside with ease as we program the breeze. Groups and functions are new tools, replacing traditional farming rules. Efficiency is the golden goal as algorithms take control. Bits and bytes, they grow like seeds. Python scripts fulfill our needs. The farmer steps aside with ease as we program the breeze. Waiting was never his strong suit. Now upgrades, they're the sweetest fruit. From dawn to dusk, the code runs on. The old ways of farming are gone. In this world of ones and zeros, programmers become the heroes. Cultivating virtual land with just a keyboard in hand. Bits and bytes, they grow like seeds. Python scripts fulfill our needs. The farmer steps aside with ease as we program the breeze. The farm evolves with every line, a testament to design divine. In this game of patience and skill, we code until the fields we fill.
And that'll be a wrap for tonight. Have a good day, everybody.